Good morning, and welcome to the Matthew Wolfman podcast, where I talk about whatever's going through my mind in a morning after I've completed my morning routines. And today, I really want to focus on cold showers because I've slipped into a rhythm of something that I thought was helping with my cold showers. And actually, I think it was pulling me away from the whole purpose of getting into the cold. So let's start with the question of why do we get into the cold in the first place? Why do I get into the cold? What does it do for me personally? And that's a good question for me to try and answer right now. So what does the cold do for me? Let's ponder on this for a second. What does the cold do for me? So I go through all of the other things in my routine. I wake up, I stroke my cat, I have 2 coffees, minimum, 2 coffees, and then I have a cup of cacao and I set my intentions for the day. After I've set my intentions, I breathe for about 15 minutes, do a breathwork exercise. Could be quite a powerful, energetic exercise. It could be something calming and relaxing, depending on how I'm feeling or the energy that I want to create for the day. And after I've done all of those things, I say a closing prayer, and then I get into the bathroom and jump into the shower, a cold shower. Well, I get in warm and then wash my body, and then I turn the dial to cold and have my cold shower for about a minute and a half to 2 minutes, something like that. Generally about a minute and a half to 2 minutes. I try to push beyond 2 minutes, but sometimes I've tried to just stop when I stop instead of clock watching, and when I stop, like when I feel like I'm done, it's around that minute and a half to 2 minutes. So one thing I've slipped into recently is dancing around like a fool, like slapping my head and slapping my ass and just generally kind of doing this dance, howling like a dog, making all this noise, and it felt really cool, and it was all a bit funny and all of this. But then it was brought to my attention the other day about, is this just a distraction from the cold? And are you really being present? Am I really being present in the cold whilst I'm dancing around like an idiot, slapping myself all over the place? So it comes back to why. Why are you in the cold? Are you doing it as a tick box exercise? And if you are, just to say that you've been in the cold, then fair enough. Distract away. Just do what you need to do. Do what you feel like you need to do to the time that you need to do it. Tick that box and then get out the shower and then off you go with your day. But in terms of like the real reason why I get into the cold, it comes back to stripping away all of the bullshit from the day. All of the fog that's in your head, all of the doubt that's in your mind, all of the thoughts that aren't serving you, the ideas, the projections of the future that haven't come to reality, whether they're good or whether they're positive or negative projections, whether things from the past that you wish you could have done differently or would have played out in a different way, or whatever really. Just things from the past that are completely outside of your influence now. And generally, by the time I get into the shower, a lot of these thoughts have been resolved. So I don't know, let's just say you start off with 10 things, 10 thoughts that are going through your mind after you've got up. 4 of them are in the past and you can't influence anymore. 4 of them are in the future and they're predictions about what might be. And there's a couple of things which you're thinking about which are in the present. So those things in the past and those things in the future, it might be worth processing those, but pondering on those to make sense of the past and to rationalize what could be in the future. But if they're leading down some negative thought cycles of stopping you from being present, they're taking you away from the moment. They're leading to bad decisions in the current. Then what I like to do is to try and resolve or at least let go of those thoughts through that morning practice, through lots of different things, which I listed earlier. But the cold is like that rubber stamp on the end of everything. It's like, okay, you've processed everything now. You sat and meditated while you were having your coffee. A calm form of meditation. Just letting the thoughts rise and come in and out, in and out. Drank my coffee, stroked my cat, drank the cacao, set my intentions for how I want to be, who I want to be, how I want to be today. Did the breath work. Letting go of everything that's not serving me and really bringing myself into what is right now, the present moment. Coming out of the breath work in that present moment. And then if there are any lingering thoughts around, you get into the cold. And as you embrace the cold, it rubber stamps who you are and who you're going to be today. Ties a bow around it, solidifies it, locks it all in place. And if there was any residual thoughts, they are gone. Any residual worry, it is gone. Because that cold brings you into the present. There's nothing but the present when you're in that cold. And coming back to what I was doing, all of this slapping around and making noise, it's just the distraction that was taking me out of the present. A real distraction. And like I said, it's all fun and games. But actually, it was brought to my attention after we watched a Russell Brand video, and he got into an ice bath, and there was that initial shock where he did some breath work just to kind of calm himself down, and then he was calm. There was no flapping around, there was no dancing, it was just him in the ice. And that's what it should be in the shower as well, just you and the cold. So I've brought myself back from all that dancing around. Even though I feel like today I just had to scream at one point because I just sat and just let the cold rain all over me. On my front, on my scalp, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, turn around, 20 seconds, 20 seconds. Embrace it, feel it, breathe through it, and experience the cold raining down on you. Turn around, then go back in reverse. Chest, face, scalp, back of the neck, all over the back, under the armpits. Be really present and really feel it. Feel it burning into you, because it does feel like it's burning into you. The cold disappears after about a minute. Well, after about 30 seconds, the cold disappears. And then it's just you and the sensation, you and the exhilaration in that shower. You and that feeling, that presence. So it's been a real eye-opener to pull back from the distraction of the hooting, the slapping, the dancing, and just come back to what it is to get into the cold, which is the experience. Back to the experience. Back to the presence. Being absolutely 100% present. So that's awesome. So it's really good that I've had that kind of light bulb moment, and it's really interesting to look back because it's so obvious now. Whereas last week when I was dancing around, that was great. It was all good fun, but was it serving me? No, it was not serving me. So that's awesome, and I will be going forward with my cold showers, totally present, at one with the cold. So let's wrap it up there. I hope you've enjoyed this this little podcast. If you have, please drop a like on the video. It's a really, really nice boost with me just getting started with this. Nice little confidence boost. If you enjoy it, drop a like on it. And if there's anything that you want to query or disagree with, please drop something in the comments and let me know how you feel, or if you've got any questions or anything, because it's again, I'm really, really interested to hear from anybody on these subjects and get their perspective on these things. The morning routine. It's all about the morning routine, and everyone's an expert in their own little way with morning routines. And I love to talk to people about what they do to set themselves up for the day. It's such an interesting subject because the whole day revolves around how we wake up, and everyone's been doing it all their life. Some people do it better than others. We're all learning, and I'm really interested to hear from more people about what they do as part of their morning routines. So yeah, drop me a message. Let me know what you do. So, and have a great day. Thanks everybody. Bye bye.